Hi everyone and welcome to the Mushroom Den. So today I want to bring you the recipe for my perfectly oven roasted brisket. I know it's scary how much it looks like beef brisket, but I do assure you that this is 100% vegan. So I'll show you in a minute how I'm able to achieve the perfect texture as well as mix the right seasoning to get this juicy, irresistibly tasty vegan brisket. Now let's get on to the recipe. First step is to add a few pieces of beets in a bowl, then cover them with some vegetable broth and set it aside. This is simply to get that pinkish red meat color. Next, line a baking tray with some parchment paper. To cut the baking process, I slice the mushrooms in two, then adding in some oil. I'm using olive oil here, some salt, pepper. Make sure each piece of mushroom is well coated with the seasoning and the oil. Then pop them in the oven at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. That's what they look like when they're out. Now if you're a bit more patient than I am, you can wait 10 minutes for them to cool down. Then you can use one hand to hold the cap and use the other hand to shred the stems with a fork. But if you're not patient, you're just gonna have to use 2 forks and it's a lot more challenging. But ultimately, this is what it's going to look like. If you feel like you have larger pieces, you can separate them with your hands. Put them aside and let's start working with our jackfruits. So you want to do almost the same thing with the jackfruit. You use a fork to mash them to get shredded pieces. You want to make sure every single piece is mashed. It's okay if we have little lumps here and there. Those actually help give structure to our meat. Pour the jackfruits in a bowl and season them with salt and pepper. Then set them aside. Now let's make our marinade. In a bowl, add some soy sauce, some vegan Worcestershire sauce, liquid smoke, some salt and pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, some coconut sugar, ground cumin, and some cayenne pepper. Whisk everything with a fork or with a whisk until everything is well combined, then set it aside. Now let's assemble everything. In a large bowl, add the vital wheat gluten, some salt and pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, cayenne pepper, and some smoked paprika. Mix everything up and start adding your now red vegetable broth. Add about half of it, mix it up. Then go ahead and add your shredded jackfruit and mushrooms. Add some liquid smoke. Mix them to combine while adding the rest of the broth. Try your best to get all of them to adhere together. You don't need to overwork your dough. You want to insert every stubborn pieces of mushroom in, but the less perfect it looks, the better. In a baking dish, add some olive oil. Place your meat in. Pour in the marinade that we prepared earlier. Slice 2 pieces of garlic chunks in 2 and place them in the corners. Here I'm adding also some rosemary and thyme. Cover the dish with some aluminum foil. Then bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. And this is what it looks like after the 40 minutes of baking. Now you want to switch your oven setting to broil at 500 degrees. Pop the meat back in the oven and broil for another 15 minutes. And this is the final product. This is scary. It smells like meat and it sure does look like meat. So here I'm brushing off a mixture of soy sauce, hot sauce and olive oil. Now let's cut through it. It's definitely tender. Here's a somewhat closer look. You can see the shredded mushrooms and jackfruit popping out, and you can see that the meat is very juicy. All the seasonings were well absorbed. Now it's time to taste. This tastes so good, guys. And it's scary. It really will be hard to tell the difference. It's smoky, juicy. The seasoning is just perfect. This is definitely one of the main dishes that you need to consider adding to your holiday table this year. All the recipe information will be listed in the description box below the video. If you like this video, you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment. Also, please follow me on my social media. I'll put my Facebook and Instagram handle down below. Thank you so much for watching, and on to the next video. As always, have a blessed one.